We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Good morning, dear friends. Welcome. Today in Basic Civil Engineering subject, which is offered in first year of engineering from module 4 and from chapter Modern Surveying Instruments, we are going to discuss about the Geographical Information System. Geographical Information System is also known as GIS. It is a we can say a short form of GIS. Let us start with the definition of GIS. A geographical information system is an organized collection of computer hardware, computer software, geographical data, trained personnels, and process for capturing, for managing, for analyzing, and for displaying spatially referenced data to solve the problem. Now here it is necessary to understand what is geographical data. So geographical data means physical and human features that are located on the surface of the earth are considered as a geographical data. You can see in the diagram also GIS formation is shown, GIS skeleton is shown, which includes 5 things. It includes computer hardware, it includes computer software, it includes people, data, and processes. You can see in this slide, GIS is a basically combination of 2 things, map and database. Now in GIS, in map, data can be represented in 3 different ways: in vector format, in raster format, and in TIN format. In vector format, again, data can be represented on the map by point, line, or polygon. In raster format of the map, details are shown on the map by the cell or pixel, and in TIN, in triangles, details are located on the map. Now next one is the database. Database means tables, tabular formats of the information generally represented in column and in rows. Now, geographically referenced data describe both location and characteristics of spatial features that are located on the surface of the earth. Now first let us define these 2 terms, what is geographically referenced data and what is spatial features. So first, geographically referenced data means it is the data or information that identifies the geographical location of the features and boundaries that are located on the surface of the earth. And the spatial features means all the geographical features that are located on the surface of the earth. Here we have to consider as a spatial features with respect to the space. The spatial features can be represented in vector format and in raster format, as we have seen in the previous slide. In vector mode, we have to represent these spatial features, means geographical informations, either in line, point, or polygon, and in raster format we have to represent these spatial features as a cell or pixel. For example, let us describe a road. So to describe a road, we require the location, real world coordinate of that particular road, plus we require the characteristics of the road to show the geographical reference data. So we have to get the information of the road classification and its volume and various other informations related to the road. So GIS therefore handles two geographical data components. One is the spatial data and second is the attribute data. Now what is again spatial data? The data related to the spatial description of the object. Now what is spatial description? Means information of the object that are located on the surface of the earth with respect to space, that we can say is a spatial description of the object, such as coordinates, such as area, latitudes, longitudes, perimeters, spatial relations like distance, topography, direction, etc. We have to consider as a spatial relation of the spatial data. Now spatial data again relates to the geometry of the spatial features, as we have seen in the discussion. And second is the attribute data that gives the description of the information about the spatial features. You can see in the figure that is given on the right hand side bottom of this slide. So bottom one figure, that is the real world situation or scenario. Then second figure, which is located above the real world, that indicates the vector format or vector representation of the data, which is in the point, line or polygon. And the topmost figure indicated here is the raster format of the real world situation or problem, which are in the pixels. Now this diagram indicates the basic structure of the GIS. You can see here this thing. Okay, this thing is the most important part of the GIS. So okay, we require the, you can say output. Output means we require the solution of our problem. So by using the GIS, how we will get the solution of our problem? So we have to input some data. Okay, in terms of maps, we have to input the data. In terms of database, tabular format, we have to input the data. So that data will be stored in the data management system, and that data will be analyzed by using the computer software and computer hardware, and okay, we will get the desired output of that particular problem. Now that analysis will be stored as a GIS database, okay, centrally. Now here we are having internal users, we are having the internal database, plus we are having the internal management, which are connected with the GIS main integration system, plus we are having the external management system, we are having the external users, plus we are having the external database that can be used in the GIS to get the desired output. Now let us discuss the various components of GIS. So total there are 5 components are there in GIS. One is the computer hardware, second is the computer software, we require the data, we require the people, and last one is the methods or processes. Now let us discuss each component one by one in brief. First is computer system or computer hardware. So computer hardware includes CPU, central processing unit. It requires monitor, keyboard, mouse, plotter, printer, CD drive, DVD drive to store and to process and represent the spatial data. So that is the role of this computer system, hardware system. So if you want to store the data, if you want to process the data, and you want to represent the data, you require all these computer hardware system. It is compulsory. Second thing is computer software, or we can say simply software. So various softwares are available in the market, like ArcGIS software, Map Information software, Geometrica, Autodesk Map. These all softwares are readily available in the market. Some open source softwares are also available in the market, like QGIS. These softwares are used to perform the GIS operations. Now, third thing is required. We required data. So we require geographical data. So geographical data means, again, you can see data considered by the certain location on the surface of the earth expressed by means of coordinates, we can consider as a geographical data. So geographical data are required in forms of hard copy map, in forms of digital map, in forms of aerial photographs, in forms of satellite images, in forms of statistical tables, and other various documents which are required to perform the GIS operations by means of computer system. Now, fourth step is we process. So to complete the task means we are having the computer system, we are having the computer software, we are having the data. Now, by the combination of all these three things, we have to complete the GIS operations. So process and performed using this hardware and software. So process is completed by using this hardware, software, and database. And last one that is required in the GIS is expert and users. So expert with the knowledge of the GIS are required to apply the GIS properly. Listen carefully, very skilled person is required to perform the GIS operation, to operate all these things, computer hardware, computer software, and geographical information data. So different types of the users are using the GIS at different levels in the real world actually. Now let us see the last topic, last point here, that are the application of GIS basically in the civil engineering. So there are 10 applications of GIS. First, GIS is applicable in the water resource management and planning. Second, GIS can be used for the transportation planning. GIS can be used as a town planning and regional planning tool. Fourth one, for the forest and wildlife management. Fifth, for the municipal applications, we can also use the GIS. Sixth, emergency planning and routing purpose, GIS is very useful. Seventh, for the health, education, and retail services, GIS is very powerful tool. Number 8, for the market analysis purpose, one can use the GIS. 9, population analysis and for the prediction of the population, GIS is again a very useful tool. And last one is the archaeological locations and its measurement. We have to apply GIS that will give the benefit to get the solution of our problems. So thank you very much.